Good morning everybody. Another day, another sleeper bus, and this one is the best of the lot. It's come to my attention now that it's just a bit of luck which sleeper bus you get. I think it's how new the actual bus is, but I have got tons of leg room. You might not be able to see, but trust me. So off to Nha Trang now, 4 hours on a sleeper bus. So actually going to do some editing and chill out and look at the view. And so, like on all sleeper bus journeys, especially long ones, you stop off around halfway for basically a toilet break, where you can also have a little bit of lunch or breakfast. There's coffees, banh mi's, refreshments, that kind of thing. As you'd have seen on the journey, it was absolutely spectacular scenery, and there's a bit of it behind me there as well. It's so annoying that it's a really bad day weather-wise, because there's some really nice shots from Dalat to Nha Trang. I've been trying my best to capture some footage, but it's pretty difficult. The weather's really bad today. But yeah, I was quite surprised actually at how good the scenery was. Right, I can't talk for too long because I need the toilet and maybe a little snack. They only often stay around 15-20 minutes, so a little pork skewer banh mi for breakfast doesn't sound too bad to me. And these little pit stop places are actually really good. You obviously need them when you're doing a 4-hour bus journey, and that's the thing on sleeper buses, there's no toilets. A lot of people might not be aware of that, so that's the reason why you need a pit stop. But yeah, just gonna grab my banh mi and have a stare out at the mountains. I always get a little paranoid at these stops. I don't want to be too far away from the bus. I don't want to be left here. I'm in the middle of nowhere here. Well, I've been to worse bus stops in my time. Check this out. I've just walked through the cafe, and yeah, imagine this on a nice day. It's got this lovely stream, river. And it's the first clean river I've seen in Vietnam, so it even looks so much nicer. Going up to the woods up there. Yeah, this is amazing. They do say the countryside in Vietnam is incredible, and I'm starting to see it here. Right, I better not get too far away from that bus. Mind you, I wouldn't mind if they left me here. I'll just grab a nice little tent and be left alone for a few weeks. And then to go back over to the other side, you got this nice bridge here. Some editing, but the view's pretty nice. And the minibus leaves. We went from a bus to a bus again. It was a little bit of a nightmare actually, but well, it was alright. I might explain later. Right, the hotel is just around that corner, and I am way overdressed. I can see the sea and the beach from here, so dump my bags off, freshen up, and then let's head to the beach, should we? And so we made it. We are in Nha Trang after a sleeper bus journey, which was good, but that's my third one now, and I'm starting to get a bit bored of them. Oh, it's windy here. This really reminds me of Da Nang up the coast of Vietnam. Very, very similar. So I'm just gonna have a walk up and down the beach, grab a coffee and something to eat. I'm really looking forward to a beer tonight. Cool, check out these waves. There'll be no swimming, that's for sure. So yeah, hopefully the final sleeper bus in Vietnam, they're fine. I mean, that one was the best for space, but it's just the fact that that one stopped around 10 kilometers away from Nha Trang, because then people go on minibuses to their different destinations around the city, and just explaining that when there's a huge language barrier was just a bit of a nightmare, to be honest. But it's alright, I'm here now. Hotel's fine. I didn't bother showing you around. It's a double bed in a room, not much to see. But yeah, so I'm in Nha Trang for a couple of nights. So obviously I've travelled a bit today, so I'm just gonna chill out a bit, grab some food, walk up and down the beach, and I haven't had a beer in 5 nights. One thing about Dalat was there wasn't really a bar scene there, which was quite strange. Well, the lifeguard's here is telling people get away from the lifeguard already saying get away from that sea. It looks really, really rough today.
One more time.
It's actually really nice watching the big waves crash down, because even though it's quite windy, it's still quite nice and mild. So there's still people doing yoga on the beach, and still plenty of people out and about actually. So yeah, finally starting to relax a little bit. The saying is the worst part of travel is travel, and that's certainly right. Always the funny time when someone's watching you do a bad pull-up. So I'm briefly trying to go a little bit inland, just because the food's going to be a lot cheaper than if you eat right on the coast. So I actually stumbled across this little market. So let's check it out. A 30-second walk up the market. This looks exactly what I'm after. Lots of little almost side dishes, mussels. I will be trying some seafood in the next 48 hours, that's for sure. Oh, this is a nice little restaurant, not too many people in. The prices are up because apparently it's still Tet holidays. I think Tet holidays run for about 2 weeks. Or the prices in the restaurant certainly increase for that amount of time anyway. I digress. I've ordered sauté tuna with rice. So I've got to have as much fish as possible. It's blasphemy not having fish when the sea's just there. So yeah, a nice lump of sauté tuna and a nice big bowl of rice. Sounds good to me. First beer in 6 days. Cheers. And so my tuna has arrived, and it's good, but I could do with about 5 pieces of this and not 2. It's just because I'm really hungry, I'm being greedy. But it's all good. I can have some more food later. You don't have to worry about that in Vietnam. I'll class this as a starter. One of the first times I'll say this, but I was actually quite disappointed with that meal. It was annoying that the prices were above what the menu said because of Tet. Then I got my 2 little tiny tuna steaks, which looked about half the size of what was on the menu. And it then came with lettuce, which I didn't want and wasn't on the menu either. But out of 100 meals you'll have in Vietnam, 1 or 2 will be bad ones. It's fine, I'll have some food later. Right, I've just done the boring stuff and got to the bank. And remember everyone, especially if they're coming from England, Agri Bank. ATMs, the best rates by a mile. I've just been there now, 22,000 Vietnamese dong for a transaction, and that's a transaction of up to 3 million, which is around 100 quid. Really, really good deal. So I just want to chill out at a bar now. One good thing with Nha Trang compared to Dalat, there wasn't really any sort of bar scene at all, but in Nha Trang you don't have that trouble. So there's just a nice little sports bar called Killed Kenny and it's about 1 kilometre up the coast. So I'm gonna head down by the sea now and just have a little walk up, and then let's go and get a beer. I think I deserve one. I do like the atmosphere you get in coastal cities in Southeast Asia. Everyone just seems in a really good mood. You got people learning to rollerblade, successfully or otherwise. You know, people flying kites. Everyone just chilling out, looking at the sea. It's just, yeah, it really does boost morale when you're in these places. I really like it. And that's why it reminded me of Da Nang straight away. Very similar. And I said my first impressions of Nha Trang, but my second impressions are even better. Yeah, this place is just so nice. So many cool places to walk. You know, you can work out on the beach. You got really good beach bars, inland and on the beach. You just got everything here. The bar I just went to was nothing to write home about, so I've come back to this beach bar and we're gonna have a couple more beers now. It was fine there, it's only about 5:30, so everywhere's still a bit quiet at the moment, and there's no need to go inland when you can just have a drink at the beach bar here. So know what this is. It's like a game of tag. If anybody knows the rules to this game, then please comment below. Hilarious.
Good night today.
At least I'll make good content, right? Welcome to Nha Trang. So I'm here with my new friends. And they've invited us to this table where we play a drinking game. And this is the devil.
Right here.
Finally, someone that's not me. And a really important side note on this drinking game, no phones allowed.
We're gonna put this into the middle.
Okay.